This video is a collection of our travels around Portugal, starting in the north with some amazing pastries and famous francesinha and cachorrinho. Then we head to the south to enjoy some pastéis de nata and grilled chicken in Lisbon. Then we jump back to the north for some amazing petiscos in Guimarães and some other delicious foods of Porto. So, let's begin. Behind me is Confeitaria Tamisa, and this is a local coffee shop and bakery offering all the different typical and local Porto pastries, both sweet and savory, also some delicious looking sandwiches and some other foods. So this is our first stop in Porto, and let's go and check them out. The display is full of different pastries. Of course, there is famous pastel de nata, but also eclairs, chocolate donuts, many other cakes, and some savory stuff like these lanche pastries stuffed with different ingredients. Just an amazing display of the local pastries. Our food is here and it smells amazing and it looks gorgeous. And we got Lanche Labrador, a local sandwich of Porto, and it's stuffed with many different things: cheese, ham, salami, tomato and pickled pepper. We also got a croissant with cheese, and then from the sweet stuff we got bola chocolado, which is type of a donut stuffed with vanilla and egg cream, topped with chocolate. And we got, of course, the trademark of Portugal, pastel de nata, the famous desserts. We got a couple of more desserts here, and I think now we are ready to dig in. First things first, Lanche Labradouro, the local sandwich from Porto. Let's go. Wow. The pastry is so nice, soft but also a bit crunchy, and I'm sure they're using corn flour for this. And then look at this beautiful color on top. This was additionally toasted, and then all these ingredients, just ham, cheese, pickled pepper, really kicks in, salami, absolutely beautiful. My son ordered something very interesting. This was actually a croissant, which they stuffed with cheese and then they toasted it. Now it has these nice stripes on the outside and it's quite flat. But let's try. It has a very, very sweet taste. This is a butter croissant, but then it's quite sweet and it has cheese inside, which is savory. Very, very interesting. Okay, now let's jump to the sweet stuff, and the next thing is bola chocolada, or the chocolate ball, the donut stuffed with sweet vanilla and egg cream, and of course topped with some chocolate. Let's go. Wow, the cream is just oozing out. The pastry is very light, very airy, and then of course that chocolate layer on top. Really beautiful. Now time to try pastel de nata, the Portuguese trademark, a delicious basket made of puff pastry and stuffed with some delicious cream. Let's go. Full of this pudding-like stuffing, very nice taste, sweet, again not too sweet, and goes quite good with this crunchy puff pastry around it. Another very interesting curiosity with this cafe is this card. This is our order, and once we are ready, we just need to go there, bring this and pay. First time I see something like this, but quite interesting. Another fantastic looking pastry and dessert, so let's go with this one as well. The pastry is definitely the same like for eclair, but this cream here is like a whipped cream with a little bit of minty taste. Nice sweet dessert as well. What an amazing breakfast. Both sweet and savory stuff were great, drinks as well, and the prices were quite good. Such a great start to this Porto food tour, but we need to continue to our next place. Behind me is Cafe Santiago with officially the best francesinha sandwich in the city. So let's go and of course check them out. Wow. There is really a local vibe to this place, quite casual, quite relaxed. And of course those francesinhas are just coming out. We ordered ours, and in the meantime I had to try Superboc, the local beer that is brewed in many different places here in restaurants around Porto. Cheers. It's always good to eat something nice and hot, and I ordered typical Portuguese soup, and this soup has very nice yellow color. I think it probably comes from a pumpkin, and then there is cabbage inside, some chickpeas, and also some carrots. So let's go. Nice and thick broth, not too thick dough, and then sweet cabbage, carrots, chickpeas. Very nice and very hearty combination. A perfect food for the weather in Porto. The egg yolk on top And it's runny, of course. It's got Francesinha Santiago with French fries and that hot dog with French fries as well, but I got a classic one, so let's start. And just look at the inside, layer upon layer of bread, steak, ham and cheese, soaked in this sauce, and let's go with the first bite. The steak is quite juicy, but it's also a bit chewy, but nothing that I can't handle. Also, you can feel some spiciness, there's some pepper inside, and then of course the taste of ham, cheese, and then the standard toasted bread. Cheese is falling from all the sides, but anyway, let's go with the next one. Actually, the more I eat it, I feel that spiciness. The secret is you need to dunk it into this sauce, and then it really becomes something special. Cheers. Next thing to try is Francesinha Santiago, and this one has double steak, sausage and egg on top. Let's go. Now Francesinha Santiago is much better experience because of all these additional ingredients, and that chorizo style sausage, it really improves the taste. It has such a nice taste. Then that egg on top. The steak is pretty much the same like in the standard Francesinha, but then everything else plus these fries, it really improves the experience. Cheers. A true killer, Francesinha Santiago. Something really, really special. I'm really glad we ordered the trademark of this place, the Francesinha Santiago, because I liked the typical Francesinha, but it didn't really have that wow effect, while this one produced it, really with a wow effect. Nice and juicy, and then this sausage, really star of the show in Francesinha Santiago sandwich. The rest of my team got tired and also quite full after this dinner, but so I will now continue solo. And we're gonna go and try some of the local traditional hot dogs, the cachorriños, at one very local and very traditional place. Let's go. There are two Gazella shops in the distance of 100 meters from each other of the traditional hot dog from Porto, Cachorrinho. So these Gazella shops are packed with people, and I will try to get in and try this local delicacy. This place is a home to some true professionals when it comes to the preparing food, to tapping this beer, and also to serving all this food to the people here. So far so good. I ordered my cachorrinho, I ordered some fries, and of course beer from the tap. Cheers! Armies of puppies, the hot dogs here, how they call them in Portuguese, the cachorrinhos, going out, being served to the people, the same amount of beer, obviously fries as well. This place doesn't stop, it's very busy, it's hectic, it's crazy, or simply put, It's very crazy, it's very busy, it's the way I like it. Everything is here. The fries, the cachorrinho, and the beer. A perfect combination. The melted cheese, the hot dog inside, and very, very crunchy bread outside. Let's go. This is much, much better than I expected. The hot dog is quite tasty, the bread is so crunchy. There's also a little bit of spiciness to it, just like the doctor ordered, and this is really a perfect bite. The fries are perfect as well. Hot, absolutely fresh, nice, crunchy, amazing. Oh. Some of the best fries that I've recently eaten anywhere. To push the things a little bit. I also got some nice and hot francesinha sauce to try it both with cachorrinho and with the fries. So let's go. I did a dunk in francesinha sauce, so let's go. Wow, this is now a completely new dimension. Cachorrinho was a bit spicy, francesinha sauce is even more spicy. But it's really amazing. I mean, spiciness from cachorrinho and then combined with the spiciness from francesinha sauce, beautiful, crazy and amazing. Let's do it with fries. Definitely, francesinha sauce improves everything. That's a fact. Truly a perfect meal, inexpensive, very simple, but that's the catch. The simplest things are always the best. What an amazing experience at Gazella. The buzz, the people, and of course the food and the drinks. That perfect combination of all these very important ingredients. I didn't expect that cachorrinhos are such a delicious food, but they are simplicity at their best. And then just adding that francesinha sauce in the game, that was a killer. Behind me is a place called Castro, and we came here to try some local pastéis de nata. We are in one of the local very famous spots for pastéis de nata, Castro, and here they make pastéis on the spot. They also fill them up with this vanilla stuffing, and they are freshly made, freshly baked. So let's go. This is pretty much a new level comparing to ones we tried in Porto. and these are so delicious. The pastry is very buttery, very crunchy, fine, and then this vanilla, nice, hot, quite runny and very delicious. I think what this pastel de nata makes so great is that they're absolutely fresh, but obviously made up to all the best standards. Cheers. Let's try the second one, topped with cinnamon and some powdered sugar. With some cinnamon on top, it gets that recognizable cinnamon taste. With or without cinnamon, pastéis de nata are incredible pastry. Behind me is Restaurante Primavera, and this will be our lunch stop in Lisbon. We are in Restaurante Primavera, and this is a very local, very typical restaurant, and here it's all about chicken. We can see how it's getting prepared before the service starts, before they're open for the guests, and they do the typical Portuguese churrasco chicken, the whole ones on that spit or the ones opened on the grill, and they work like machines. They're very fast with cleaning and preparing this chicken. We made our orders and we're gonna start with the soup first. The name of this soup is canje, and this is a chicken soup with this typical soup pasta. Very tasty soup, very strong taste of chicken. These chicken shreds here, it's salty enough, and then this pasta inside really melts inside your mouth. Our chicken is here as well, and we ordered the whole chicken from the spit, and we also ordered the half portion, the one from the grill. So let's start. The smell is incredible, and I went for the whole chicken because it really looks amazing. The meat has very nice color, there's this very thin and crunchy skin on it, and as you can see, it completely falls off the bone. So let's go. It's so soft, it's so tasty, and then the skin outside, crunchy, a bit salty. This is really a perfect chicken, and the thing that I like is that there's no that char on it, so this was really perfectly roasted. Let's combine it now with this orange rice. This is some seriously tasty rice. It has some very nice taste. I don't know how they achieved it, but it really goes perfect with this chicken. Let's try their fries as well. The fries are decent, not the best that we tried in Portugal, but they're okay. Now, we cannot call this piri piri chicken without some piri piri sauce on top, so let's go. Piri piri sauce improves the taste of the chicken, but it's also so hot, very spicy, quite strong. It clears your throat, it opens your sinuses, probably fixes some other things on the way. Cheers. Let's try and put this piri piri fire down with some Portuguese beer, Saúde. I move to that open grilled chicken and let's try it. Very soft and very tasty, but not as juicy as that chicken on the spit. I think this is the main advantage of the chicken on the spit. It keeps that moisture, that juiciness. Nonetheless, good. But then I will, after this bite, go with a drumstick. I suppose drumstick is much better. This is something I learned in Porto, that with this type of chicken, the drumstick and the ribs are the best parts. And this one has very nice skin. There's a char on top from that grill. So let's see. Yes, there's no mistake with the drumstick. Quite strong smoky taste, very crunchy skin. It has been grilled on that charcoal, so you can taste everything here and quite good. And I'll have to give it another go with a piri piri sauce. It's quite an experience. This was quite an amazing lunch in a very typical local churrasqueria, local restaurant. We really enjoyed this chicken. My favorite was the chicken on the spit, and the piri piri sauce is also quite an experience. So now we're going to continue to our next place. We are in beautiful Ajuda neighborhood, and behind me is Rota dos Petiscos, and we're gonna stop here for some tasty bites. This is a very small and local place, but it has some amazing smell of food once you come inside. And we made our orders, and they're very famous for these oval plates stuffed with some delicious foods. We also got some drinks, and while we are waiting, I'm gonna enjoy some local beer. Cheers. As an appetizer, we ordered queijo fresco, or the fresh cheese. So let's go with the first bite. It's so soft, it's so light, mild taste, and it's not very salty as well. Quite nice local cheese. Our food started to arrive, and we got these beautiful plates stuffed with aleira, the Portuguese famous sausage, topped with fried egg, then some fries in the middle, and then some salad on the end of this plate. And then the second one with the beef steak topped with a fried egg, some fried garlic and some sauce, and also some fries. So let's start with aleira first. Steaming hot aleira sausage with some fried egg. Let's go. Very crumbly and crunchy skin of the sausage, but then inside that beautiful, tasty, succulent meat. Just amazing. The egg, of course, improves the things. Let's try some of these in-house fries. Hand cut, nice and starchy in the middle, crunchy on the outside. Excellent. Next thing to try is this beef steak with a very runny egg yolk. Very tasty, nice, tender, juicy. You do need to chew, but again, this is a good quality meat and prepared up to perfection. Every bite is better than the previous one, and it really goes well with these fries. But I had to go back to this incredible Aleira sausage. Different types of meat inside, nice, juicy, and then very crunchy skin on the outside. This is very skillfully prepared and it's so tasty. Another prato, another plate is here, and this one is loaded with fries, loaded with cheese and bacon. Oh. These fries are probably not the authentic Portuguese food, but the ingredients are, and it's incredible. Like all the previous dishes here, just incredible taste. This place is quite small, as I mentioned, but it is quite busy. There is only one waiter and I suppose only one person working in the kitchen. So you do need to wait a bit once you order your food. But once your food is here, oh boy, this is a pure joy. This is some incredible and very tasty and freshly prepared food. We also got some pastéis de bacalhau, or the cod fritters, with some rice with beans and topped with a couple of cherry tomatoes. Oh. These are so fresh, so hot, out of the fryer. Inside, very soft, full of that cod meat, very crunchy on the outside, quite delicious. Let's try it topped with this rice. Let's try the rice on its own. And for farewell, we got baba de camelo, the traditional Portuguese dessert. Wow, quite sweet, quite tasty, has that taste of a caramel, but probably something else as well. What an incredible food at Rota dos Petiscos, made with a lot of love and great skill. An incredible food and such a great surprise. We really and truly enjoyed it. This was some top quality, top level local food. Behind me is Leitaria da Quinta do Paco, and this place is more than 100 years old, and they're very famous for their eclairs, but they also have some savory brunch options, and this will be our first stop in Porto. We got seated, we made our orders, and our eyes popped out when we saw all these delicious eclairs in that display. And this is a traditional, iconic place of Porto, 105 years of existence. It started as a dairy shop, then it expanded its production to eclairs, then it also became famous for its unmatched whipped cream, and the rest is history. I ordered a brunch classico, and this is a homemade bread, nice and crunchy, with some scrambled eggs, and then some very nice smelling bacon on top. We also got many different eclairs, but we'll deal with them later. Let's start with this brunch classico. Brunch classico, nice and fresh. Let's go with the first bite. The bread is quite nice, a bit crunchy on the outside. Eggs, standard scrambled eggs, and then some very nice quality bacon. Cheers. That brunch was quite a warm-up for the main thing, the eclairs, and I will start off with this whipped cream stuffed and then topped with lemon glaze eclair. This in-house made whipped cream is absolutely gorgeous. Eclair pastry, perfect, fresh, and then this sweet and acidic taste of lemon glaze makes it a perfect dessert. While I was eating my brunch, most of the eclairs got decimated by my kids and wife, so we had to order some more. And we got a new batch, and this is the classic one, so let's try the classic eclair. The classic one is very nice, again, nice pastry, nice whipped cream, but kind of falls behind that lemon one. That one was just perfect. Still, very good eclair. Next one to try is red berry jam eclair. Again, that fantastic combination of sweet and acidic. The jam is a bit sweet, it's acidic, it's refreshing. Again, the pastry, the whipped cream, the total package. The next one is Duchesse Fios de Os, and this is the shreds of egg yolk on top, and this one has twice the whipped cream. The red color comes from that roseberry eclair that I just tried, and let's go with this one as well. Quite different. Again, the abundance of whipped cream, and then these savory shreds of egg yolk. Very, very interesting eclair. What an incredible start of the day in Porto, trying all these foods, all these eclairs, and we ate, I think, around 20 different items, most of them eclairs. Such a long tradition, such a great place. But now, of course, we continue to our next spot. We are in Matosinhos neighborhood, and this was once a fisherman's village, but now is a famous neighborhood of Porto for its seafood, seafood restaurants, seafood market. You want some fresh seafood, this is the place. And behind me is Restaurante Serpa Pinto, and this will be our lunch destination. So let's check them out. Before we dive into that seafood, we got some starters and we got several soups. I got caldo verde, my wife got fish soup, and for kids we got sopa legumi, all the local typical soups. And caldo verde, famous for its green color, the green vegetable inside, and also chorizo, the sausage made with some red wine. Let's go. Nice, hot and very hearty soup. Nice taste of potato, kale, and of course the main ingredient is that very tasty chorizo. Cheers! I'll just quickly try my wife's fish soup as well. It has nice color, quite thick, and smells quite nice as well. Has these croutons on top. Quite strong taste and full of these fish bits. This is a proper soup for any fish lover. This is a very typical local fish restaurant, and as you can see they have a huge display here with crabs, with prawns, with seashells, clams, and some other seafood. Outside there is a fish fridge as well, And as you can see, these crabs are not alive and kicking, but that's because they get all this seafood fresh in the morning, then they boil it, and then once you make your order, they're going to finish the preparation. So this is how they do, this is the local principle, and we're gonna go in the kitchen, see how it's done, and then enjoy some of this great seafood. This lady is opening this crab bit by bit, and then she will break all the claws, all the legs, everything, so this is gonna be easier for us to eat afterwards. The crab head gets stuffed with this salsa, and then the edible bits of brain are added. Also, she's gonna cut and open these very nice looking red lobsters. With the main platter we also got some clams, and they're simply prepared with a bit of garlic, olive oil and some lemon juice. All these crustaceans are getting arranged on this huge platter. The prawns, the lobsters, the spider crab, some mussels as well, and I can't wait to try all of this.
Fazer uma laranja, vai lá, para cá, faz favor.
Our insane seafood platter is here. This is full of many goodies coming from the Atlantic Ocean, and we have this huge spider crab, we have a couple of lobsters, we also have an army of prawns, we have mussels, and I think that's all. The crab head is stuffed with a local mix, the local salsa made of bread, tomatoes, mayo, beer and some other ingredients. And on top there are red bits of crab brain which are eaten, the rest is not eaten, and it's time to dig in. This is practically like a fish pate, all these different ingredients, bread, probably some fish as well, eggs, very spicy paprika, and of course these brain bits from crab. Quite a good treat for any seafood lover. Even though the choice is quite good, I couldn't wait to get my hands on this very juicy and tasty looking lobster. Nice and chunky bit of lobster tail, but let's go with the first bite. Very meaty, very sweet taste, nice, juicy. This is just a perfect lobster. Another chunky and juicy looking bit of lobster, and this time I will try it with this spicy mayo. This mayo really gives some kick to this lobster, and it's quite tasty as well. In between the seafood, some wine is good as well. Cheers. Nice, dry, not sparkling, but almost there, and quite tasty. Cheers. Time to try the mussels, and I will also use this local salsa made of onion, parsley, peppers and olive oil. This salsa really improves the taste. That onion and everything else inside just gives that additional nice flavor to this mussel. I managed to clean this prawn, but I didn't manage to save the head juice. But anyway, straight from the Atlantic, cheers. Amazing taste. Again, juicy, a bit sweet, quite meaty, and quite nice. This was a Seafood Porto Marathon and we managed to get to the finish line. We couldn't finish absolutely everything, but we ate most of the things and we really enjoyed them. So, cheers. Very good and very tasty seafood feast at Serpa Pinto restaurant, but this will be it for this evening. And we continue tomorrow. We're going to Guimarães to try some local incredible foods. So, see you there. Good morning from Porto, but we are off to Guimarães. We are in the incredibly beautiful city of Guimarães in the north of Portugal, and we are starved since we missed our breakfast, so we are now looking for our lunch destination and hopefully to enjoy some great local foods. Behind me is Taverna Davo, and this will be our lunch destination in Guimarães. So let's go. We will also get a chance to see how the things are done in the kitchen. Tapas style small dishes, everything gets a proper amount of olive oil and some salt. We got seated in this very charming, very cute looking local tavern with some quiet fado music playing in the background. And this place really has a character. Everything looks so nice, so authentic. We also had a chance to see how the things are done in the kitchen, and we ordered petiscos, these small plates with different stuff, salads and dishes. And we also got these traditional Portuguese fritters, the bacalhau, the cod ones, and these are pastries stuffed with meat. So let's dig in. As soon as they brought the salads in, there was that smell of fresh vegetable or fresh salad. So let's start with the cucumber. Nice and refreshing with a lot of sea salt. I suppose this is a local cucumber. Couple of more petiscos arrived, and these are chicken giblets. I can't wait to try them. Nice, soft, very tasty. There's very nice taste of paprika as well in this sauce that they were stewed in. Very, very good bite. Those chicken giblets were so tasty, but now it's time for some bacalhau. These are actually donut-like fritters stuffed with some cod meat, and these are quite fresh, nice, soft, juicy, incredible. The small plates just keep arriving, and we got aleira, the typical Portuguese white sausage, then we got some pork ribs, and we also got some chunks of fried pork as well. So let's continue. This fried pork breaks just with a fork, and let's try it. Oh. The texture is so nice, it's so tender, it really breaks inside your mouth. And I suppose some wine is used as well for frying this pork. Amazing. I got the one with a little bit of fat on it. Let's go. Nice and simple, but perfect pork meat.
Sente.
Traditional Portuguese sausage aleira and made of different meats, and this one is completely crumbly, very soft inside, threads of different meats, so let's try it. I got goosebumps after trying this sausage. I don't know if it's only sausage or maybe this fado music as well, but this is so tasty, so soft, tender. These different meats, different flavors combining inside. This is an incredible sausage, and I think the first of this kind that I've tried. Cheers. This sausage definitely deserves another bite before I continue. Another interesting petisco are these pork ribs, so let's try them. The meat is falling off the bone completely. There is a strong taste of red wine which was used to stew these ribs. Another incredible small dish. I almost forgot to try this fritter stuffed with some beef. Like everything else so far, nice, fresh and very tasty. Our arroz tomato, the rice with tomato is here, also with some cod fritters on the side. So let's go with this. Arroz tomato, smoking hot rice and tomato, served with these cod fritters. These cod fritters are a little bit different than those typical ones. The typical ones are more juicy, but that's why the rice here kicks in and helps. Rice is quite juicy, quite tasty, perfectly cooked. Then this tomato sauce is so tasty, and also there's a lot of vegetable inside that gives that additional crunch. Incredible. To be honest, I prefer this rice on its own. It's so good, so tasty. All these vegetables inside. Perfect. We also got a meat substitute for those cod fritters to go with rice, and this is a schnitzel type battered and fried meat. This is definitely veal or beef. It's very tender, perfectly prepared, and another very tasty small dish here. But I will finish this lunch with aleira, the famous local sausage, and you can see just how there are different bits of meat inside, several different meats, and also the texture, everything. This sausage is truly incredible. Such an incredible lunch at Taverna Davo. Those petiscos, the small dishes, they were so tasty, so good. That sausage, pork, then the rice in the end. You don't know which one was better from the previous one. And also the service was quite good and affordable as well. This was such a great lunch in the heart of Guimarães. I am at Tasquinha do Alex and this place is quite busy. I think this is the young people's choice. The prices are quite low, the food is local, typical, and there's a crowd of people, young people outside, drinking, eating. But anyway, I got a side position. I'm gonna check the menu and see what I'm going to order. Good news for myself, I got upgraded with this small side table and now I'm ready to start. My order came quite quickly, they work quite fast, and I got the traditional chorizo, the sausage on flame, I got bifana, of course, I got some of the hand-cut local chips, and I also got rissóis, the local fritters, one stuffed with chicken, the middle one with pork, and this one stuffed with mushrooms. Of course, there is a full pint of Superbock, the local beer. Cheers! When you're grilling this sausage, you need to work fast, you need to turn it all the time, otherwise it will burn. But anyway, I think I managed to do a good job, so let's start with it first. The skin is very thin, very crunchy. The inside is with the fatty bits, with the meaty bits, a lot of paprika, some spices, very nice and tasty chorizo. I think the trademark of this chorizo is that crunch on the skin. It's really incredible, and also it has been pre-cut, so it's quite convenient once you start eating it. I have to go with the fries next while they're hot. Of course, ketchup and mayo are provided with the fries, and as you can see, the shape is quite different. These are proper homemade fries, very tasty, so delicious. Some Superbock to help on the way. Saúde! Coming straight from that pot over there, constantly stewing this meat. The bread was dipped a little bit on this side, so let's go. Bifana is quite a discovery for me. I expected yet another simple sandwich, but no, this is something completely different. So tasty, so good. And this sauce is a mix of piri piri, some beer, wine, and some other ingredients and spices. This meat is also quite tender, so tasty, being cooked and stewed in that sauce for hours. The only thing I wish is that this bread was completely soaked in that sauce, not only the part of it. Cheers. Some more of these incredible fries while they are still warm. Whether on their own with mayo or ketchup, they're great. That nice and starchy taste inside of a real potato, a bit crunchy on the outside, a bit salty. Perfect. Let's go now with these fritters. As they told me, the chicken stuffed one is more of a Brazilian influence, but nonetheless, the package is Portuguese. The chicken is so soft, so tender. It's like pulled chicken inside. Again, flavors, spices, it's really incredible. And then of course the crunchy skin on the outside. Another perfection. The pork stuffed triangle is next. These things are repeating themselves. Again, very soft, tender, but this one juicy, quite juicy. And then these spices that remind of Bifana. Incredible. Last thing to try is this fritter stuffed with mushrooms. Let's go. Quite good taste, and there's also some pesto sauce inside, quite warm, nice, crunchy on the outside. Perfect. I can never say no to these fries. And for a farewell, I got this special drink on the house, and this is bagaço com mel. This is the leftover when you make wine, and this alcoholic drink is then mixed with honey. Cheers. Oh, wow. This packs a punch. It's quite strong, nice, tasty. Saúde. This was some crazy busy and hectic place. The kitchen is working non-stop, dishing out some amazing food. More and more people coming in. The food was great, quite cheap, good vibes, and this is what it's all about. And with this, we also end our food tour of Portugal. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next time, all the best.